right, I can hear you. I don't know. Okey-dokey.
Here we go. We're here. We're live.
Word. Hey.
Yeah, we're all here. This is like a first. All three of us are all here at the same time.
Schedule's aligned. All the stars are aligned.
All the stars aligned, finally. But welcome.
There.
Welcome to the Unfiltered podcast. I'm going to turn down the music just a little bit. It is September 7th, 2025. It is a nice, pretty mild Sunday for the Texas Panhandle. But we got a lot of catching up to do, especially with you, Sweeze. Should we start with you and see how you're doing?
We can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's been fall, so everything is kind of coming all at once. So basically trying to lock down my new plans for the next few months. So I'm trying to figure out which part of Texas I want to live. So I've slowly been traveling around, just trying to narrow it down. The beginning of the summer was Austin, Waco. I've kind of avoided Dallas, Fort Worth. So this week I was going to check out East Texas. So I went down to East Texas for a couple job interviews, check out some sites, saw some history, bunch of Indian stuff, bunch of stuff I wasn't familiar with in East Texas. So then coming back, I had like a whole week of wrestling because of all the pay-per-views and all the stuff that's been going on there. So lots of wrestling, lots of podcasts, lots of traveling, all the ins and outs of that, all the way back to where I was garage selling the last time I was on. So lots of exciting stuff going on in my world. Hopefully making progress in the right direction like we all are. And yeah, that's just about what I've been up to.
Okay.
So quick question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling after the 103-degree fever?
I overworked myself. I was stressed out over people trying to haggle my $40 beanbag that cost me $100. So it's like, it's not worth arguing over these beanbags. And I did sell my sectional, like I had a sectional, an exercise bike, just all my stuff from my apartment. And I could get rid of it on Facebook Marketplace rather than doing a garage sale. But we had a lot of garage sale stuff. By the end of it, I was just done for at least 5 days. Like I stayed in bed. It was awful. It was the worst thing ever. And it's like, got one of them summer colds, You don't ever expect to get so cold.
Yeah.
You never want to be that sick during summer where you're just like, oh, this isn't right. Like, am I ever going to feel normal?
Yeah, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah, I was worried because it was like I said, COVID was going around again. And I'm like, okay, well, I just traveled all over Texas. I probably had COVID or some variant, just like.
So what kind of cool sites did you see when you were in East Texas? I know you visited some, I think, Caddo mounds constructed by the Caddo people. And then you saw this random bridge that Douglas really liked. So, or was it Douglas or was it Dave?
It was Doug. I was basically like, that's what I'm kind of known for lately, is because I'm not like living in Oklahoma City like I was before COVID, or going out to all these comedy events or whatever I'm doing. I take pictures of like what I'm up to. So like that area was very prominent for historical markers. Like if you have a historical marker app, you have like 500 all within like a 3-hour radius. So at a certain point, we were wanting to go see what East Texas was about, and we had never been down there, so it was just like, okay, they have a ton of history with like the Louisiana type Indians, all the
Oh.
Indians that, yeah, like the old school 1400 Indians. So like you're looking at the people that went down there and basically forged Houston, San Marcos, Austin, San Antonio. That was like basically like the St. Louis of that area. It was the gateway to the West. So basically that's what I learned, is that Indians, they were very nomadic, and a lot of like stuff you'd have to dig for to understand their history, but then even then it's still just a mound in the ground with certain tools, and they have to make their own assumptions. So we spent about 3 days just back and forth like figuring out what to do, because honestly it was so like weather wise and everything was so spread out. It's just like, damn, we got to figure out something. Like, but then you might drive 30 miles one way and find like a big hill, and that's what it was. So
Jeez,
Sounds like fun.
it's kind of excruciating by the end of it. I'd almost rather be garage selling.
$15 for the beanbag chair.
Yeah.
just done with all the Facebook hagglers, man. When I was moving from like Rapid City to like back to Texas, like I had so many hagglers. They're like, well, you take this for this, and I was like, no, like just I'm not budging. Like whenever you have to put something on there, you just have to be like firm on price. But even then, people don't listen to you. So
yeah. Will you drive it to my house and drop it off for free?
No.
I'm a domestic abuse survivor. Please help me. And I'm like, I don't have a job. I'm poor. Please help me. Like,
My personal favorite
I'm
are
the
the people
one
who say,
shaking
"Would
my
you?"
can. Damn it!
My personal favorite is the people who sit there and say, "Would you please verify by clicking this link?" You say, "No, scammer, piss off. It ain't happening."
Yeah, it's like they're so much better at being ridiculous than I am willing to put up with. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh, but yeah, like that's just 2 weeks of just exhausting things that just wear you down. And then, you look back on it, you're like, how did I even survive? It all just seems like a blur. And, we're a couple episodes in on this podcast now, and it's just like, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're 6 in, man. This is episode 6 already.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You hold your breath and jump in with both feet and hope that you land correctly.
Yep. Yeah. That's what we've been doing in the last few weeks.
But we've been trucking right along. We're glad you're here.
And then also, you were on another podcast last night. So I mean, this is a little bit of a turnaround for you.
Yeah, this is like a complete 180 from what I've been doing. I've been living the hotel, Texas waffle in the morning life, continental breakfast, on the road, trying to fight traffic. And now it's just like, okay, now I'm doing content. Now I'm on a podcast, Unfiltered today. And yeah, last night I was on Corn Fed with Dalton Pruitt. So I was booked on that because a mutual friend started booking for the show. So he took it upon himself as being a guest on the show to start booking on the show. So they've really revitalized what they've been doing in the last month or two. And I mean, that just goes to show it can just a couple pivots, like our friend Rick Elsey says, you got to be always ready to pivot. So, just staying ahead of things and seeing productive results. That's kind of what I've been looking at it as. Is I'm doing podcasts now. I'm trying to put myself out there, and that's kind of what I'm leaning into now. So,
right.
Yeah.
So in the group chat, I don't know if I completely caught the meaning, but you were saying something about they slotted you for 20 minutes and you went on there for a specific reason. Then what, they cut you off? Is that what happened?
Oh, it was like either going to be a surprise appearance. They were kind of like shaping it up to have like a round table of guests. And from my understanding, it was like, okay, you're going to be on the pod. You can come on, you can promote your stuff. We can talk about this. And then it just ended up being like, we're live. Everybody just come on. And then once I was there, I was kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna do as much as I can, promote what we got. So every like 20 minutes, I was like, I don't know how long I have another chance to do. So then I would just get in there and be like, Unfiltered Sundays, Tyler, Ed, Tanner, we're doing it.
That's all they let you get out, man.
Basically, yeah. So
Always get a contract. There you go.
Yeah. But I mean,
Wow.
this is the point where you do have to get your shit in, you know. Because I mean, you want to filter, you know. I mean, I'm sure Corn-Fed's got a fantastic following. It's just, hey, you know, filter on over to Unfiltered to, you know, have something, you know, remotely like Corn-Fed, but
share. You know, we're on a different day at a different time. What the hell?
Sharing is caring.
That's right.
Yeah. And even as a listener, Saturdays are just so hectic. There's at least 4 to 5 pods that go 3 hours.
Oh
so
my
you could be
gosh.
sitting up there. Yeah, I'm listening to pods till usually 3 or 4 in the morning. And then just taking notes, and it's like, okay, Sundays and Mondays are my wind down days, and now it's like, okay, we're doing it on Sunday. So
yeah. Ed, I'm gonna slide it over to you. You had a heck of a week too, so recap your week for us.
Well, Sweeze is not the only one who went on vacation or on a trip. I'm sorry, not vacation, trip. I decided to go to Denver, spare the moment thing, left at 5 o'clock on this past Monday. And my reason was for the $6.50, they're called Pokal, P-O-K-L-K-A-L, glasses from IKEA. You can't get them anywhere else, and the only way you get them is from the stupid club. So I decided to jump in my car, drive 400 miles for these damn glasses. The trip down there was pretty good. I rode my Can-Am Spyder, my bike, and it was nice. It was good weather, but then the sun went down and temperature got down into the 50s. And because it had been warm all day, I was okay, but my arms were just like, I'm sitting there driving like this. This isn't the vibration from the bike. This is me shivering. And so I finally get there, and I'm like, oh, thank God this is over. It was only 2 hours about doing that. But then I get to my hotel, I check in. Great. Next morning I wake up, I go straight to IKEA and get my glasses, pack them real well, and they sit in my hotel room for the next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days. And I went and visited some malls. I had a good time doing that. There was one mall in particular where you had to pay for parking down in the middle of Centennial or Denver, one of those areas. It's called the Cherry Creek Mall. And when I tried to leave, I kept scanning my exit ticket, and it kept on saying, call attendant. Well, these are all automated, so I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I kept trying to scan the damn ticket. Finally, the machine beeps, and it lifts up the gate arm and lets me out. I'm like, well, I guess that was it. So I got out of there. Next few days, kind of normal, hanging out, going to malls, going to stores, checking out some of the stuff that they've got that we don't. And then Friday, I decided to leave. Well, the forecast said in Denver and here in Amarillo, it was supposed to be 70 degrees. Not one damn time did it get above 63 degrees on my drive from there to here. Raining, mist, cold. Everybody was out those days. They know it was fucking freezing. And so I had to stop several times to buy more clothing, like an undersweater or sweatpants to go underneath my jeans, or thicker gloves because my riding gloves got wet. It was just one thing after another. So what was supposed to be a fairly nice, relaxing trip for a set of $9 glasses was all done for about $800.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The reaction. That was the reaction I was looking for, there.
For $9 pair of glasses. Yes, sir.
$9 pair of glasses. Hotel, ride, gas, food, you name it.
Oh man.
But nobody can ever say that I'm not dedicated. Man, I wanted those glasses. I got them.
It's all that matters. I mean, so like, did IKEA limit you to just one pair of glasses, or could you get multiple pairs?
No, I'm drinking glasses. I'm sorry. Drinking.
Oh, drinking glasses. Okay. But did they?
So they had this they had this box that only fit about 6 of them in there.
Okay.
And I could have bought multiple glasses, but I didn't take my car. I took my bike. So I have a top
So
case.
you were limited.
I was limited on space. So I got what I wanted and I got the hell out of there.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
That's the thing. I need to remember people keep, and I've been asked this more than once this week, what kind of glasses? I'm like, no, drinking glasses.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking like a pair of just specs that you put on, but okay, all right. I mean,
yeah, no.
I mean, are they collectible? Like, are they things that like you collect or you can't find anywhere else, or they come around once in a blue moon, or?
Only IKEA sells them, and only they sell them out of their stores. Now there are assholes on eBay selling them for $26, and yeah, that would have probably saved me $700 and blah, 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 but. I wanted the trip. I needed to go away for a little while from home. Just everything. There was a reason. It's just, these are $9 glasses for 6 of them, but I just went ahead and left. I just spared the moment. Gone.
Oh, okay. I think out of all 3 of us, I had the least eventful week for me, and the reason is like so like my day job is kind of like I substitute teach, but the cool thing is you can set your own schedule, which is really nice. Right. Silly me, I decided to pull a double. Like I decided to sub like in the morning, like just during like kind of your average work day. And then I had to go drive down to Lubbock and go down to Liberty, Lubbock Cooper Liberty, and go cover a game between Lubbock Cooper Liberty and Idalou. So I had to make a 2-hour trip down to Lubbock, which I mean that's not bad. I mean I can drive to Lubbock in my sleep, and not that I encourage anybody to sleep while driving, but I mean I got down there and it rained like almost the entire time. It went from like kind of sprinkling, kind of light rain, a little bit of misting and everything, to just in the oh yeah, by the way, shout out Sumo Dog. Sumo Bear! Okay.
Thanks, Paul.
Anywho, thanks, Paul. Appreciate you popping in, brother. So yeah, I was like in the second half, like right before halftime, just the heavens opened up and it was just rain. And I was soaked to the bone by the end. I was soaked to the bone by the end of that game. But I was given a really cool tour of the facilities. Kale and I, we have a really good mutual friend in Nick Gerber, who was a Levelland great. He was a great quarterback at Levelland. He went to Texas Tech for a spell. And then he transferred back to West Texas A&M, played for about 3 years, and he was able to give us a tour of the facility. And I tell you, Lubbock Cooper Liberty has like some of the nicest facilities like in pretty much West Texas. They are immaculate. They have a huge field house, a big locker room, and immaculate, just straight up immaculate. So,
any good restaurants nearby?
What's that?
Any good restaurants nearby?
Oh, I was too broke to go to restaurants. So,
yeah,
I was too broke.
Damn.
I mean, like I tried stopping at a Road Ranger, and I was like, I wanted to get like just a bag of chips, and I was like, you know what, I gotta put these back. So I just got me like a soda, and so like, okay, you know how Buc-ee's is pretty cheap when it comes to the soda fountain and everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
Decent. Yeah.
Yeah. So in like Circle K here, it's like $1.07 to get a nice 44-ounce drink. A nice little wake me up. Dude, Road Ranger was $2.80.
Yikes!
Sounds about right.
That's a big yikes out of me, dog. So
yeah,
it's And by the way, shout out to Rick for also popping in the chat. I see you, Rick. I'm not ignoring you. But and also thanks for joining us. We got a few announcements actually coming up. They're gonna drop on the Facebook page. But I mean, I'll kick them out right now. I mean, I don't think that hurts anybody, right? Right? No.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So we'll be at the next Squirt Circle Pro show on actually next Saturday, called
It's
Birth
actually coming up.
and I hear my own voice.
Oh.
How'd that happen?
Mute the tab.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just mute the tab.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. Mute the tab.
Yeah, no
Because I
idea
was
what it
hearing my
was.
own voice get back at me. But the announcement is next Saturday, Squirt Circle Pro in Lubbock will have its big show called Birthiversary. It's basically their it was kind of like it's a big show, and we'll be there. All three of us will be there. We'll have business cards. We'll have pens. It'll be and then yes, we do need a table in the merch area. If it's not too much work for you, Rick, we greatly appreciate it. And then we'll also have a guest leading up to the show. So it's not this Saturday, but it's next Saturday. I'm sorry. I was like, man, I'm yeah.
September 20th.
September 20th at Jake's Back Room. We'll all three. We'll see. We'll see what lines up on Sweeze's schedule. Are you down? Would you go?
Right now I have no plans, but that could easily change.
Well, good. You've got plans. Good. You've got plans now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now it's penciled in,
Okay.
Barring any other circumstances.
Well, and
It's definitely feasible. It's definitely possible. It's not something that I want to like. If I'm not doing anything, I'm going to make it out of my way to go there. I just don't want to commit to anything and then not. So that's one thing. If I'm there, it'll be a miracle. No, I'm just kidding.
if I'm there, it'll be a miracle.
Remember, hold your breath, jump in with both feet. It's
it's that
I've
easy.
I've been to plenty of Jake's backroom shows, and it's not out of the realm for me to be there. So, as of now, yeah, I'm gonna be there, and then we'll see.
Yeah, and we'll plan it. We'll plan things out as we get closer to that date, and then leading up to the show, we'll have a guest. So yeah, and we'll make that announcement this week on the Facebook page. I'll probably kick it out over my X handle. It's so weird, like, and I guess I'm gonna go on a tangent. It's so weird, like I have to like. Do you ever kind of stop yourself when you're like saying, "Oh, hey, this is my Twitter handle"? It's like, "Oh, well, it's changed. It's X now." Like, are people still kind of like maneuvering around that? Because I still maneuver around it. It's like, well,
not the people that do it weekly. People have kind of got used to it after about now, I would say. But
I mean, I still call it Twitter. I still slip up and be like, "Oh yeah, that's Twitter. You just check me out on Twitter." Or
I think it's easier to pause and say, check me out on X, pause. At the Twitter, Instagram, social media, like the words really run together. So for me, it's easier just to be like, check me out on X, Sweeze. But it's
x.com/tsweeze88, right?
Yeah, X.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna zeet?
Yeah.
I got a tweet, but now I got to call it zeet. The hell with that.
Well, I mean, it's called posting now. It's just posting.
Oh, I don't.
And Rick refuses to call it X. He will not accept Elon as the overlord.
Right on,
really
Rick.
changed.
Right on.
I had an account that had like 15,000 followers that got nuked, and then I had another one that was like 10,000 followers, and that all just started happening since like Elon took over. So
Hey, you know what?
I've definitely felt it.
Let's just move over to Blue Sky. The hell with it.
But the problem is there's nobody on Blue Sky.
There is. There are.
Are there?
Not all the
as
idiots.
Many as
but...
X.
Well, that's because X has been around longer. But there are people on Blue Sky, a lot of people.
But I've never run into like any, like, let's say like an athlete It's like, oh yeah, hey, check out my blue sky. It's mostly check out my Insta, you know. Check out my Insta because most
At
of the
least it's
kids
not
are.
X.
I mean, and a lot of kids are actually on X too. So like X and Instagram, mostly with the kid. I mean, this makes me sound like like an old boomer, an old head, but it's like the kids are all on Instagram, and I mean, I take photos and I write stories, so like. So they blow it up when they find out, oh man, he took pictures of me and I was doing something really cool and I got to share it.
Right.
And then you get all their little friends to like, to share it. And then it just spreads around. And I mean, which is fine. I'm okay with that. So I'm not.
Next thing you know, you're a celebrity.
Yeah. No. I mean, okay. In my little, like a few years ago in my little, like in our little micro environment, like in Iowa, like Lake City had its own little ecosystem. Calhoun County had its own little ecosystem. Like, yeah, like I was kind of like a micro celebrity, but on the other hand, like it was okay. Like, I mean, it was because I knew everybody and I wasn't afraid to talk to anybody either. So,
well, it's like an episode of Cheers, go
Norm.
with it.
Norm.
I think you would be a good Norm. Yeah.
Would I be a good Norm? Yeah. Okay.
Well,
okay.
listen,
so like, okay, listen.
You're not sleazy like Ted Danson, so I have no idea.
Yeah. Didn't he have like 2 girlfriends on the show?
Oh, he always had girlfriends. Yeah, Shelley Long and Kirstie Alley. He was always getting in trouble with one of them.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, okay, I was like, how much has like adults changed? Because I mean, we're all technically adults here, but like compared to like how Norm looked in Cheers to how we look today, like
Suits.
Is it? Because like I still look at Norm and I'm like, yeah, like he's definitely an adult. He looks like an adult. He comes in after work. He has his happy hour. He probably stays until 2 to avoid his wife. But he ain't
smart man.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna get like Norm doesn't come across to me as like the guy that gets shit faced drunk. Like he's just the guy that he just chills. He just has his beers, and when it's time to go home, it's time to go home. But yeah, I don't know. I tried to get into watching Cheers, and then I just kind of stopped midway through the 2nd season.
Gotcha. I think you're asking, do we look like adults? Well, I don't know. We're not in our 50s yet, so you can't answer that.
Well, I mean, like I take off my hat and I'm kind of starting to get a little salt and pepper to me.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. You be quiet.
Yeah. You got the salt and pepper going on. But like,
I've had this for the last 10 years.
But like, I was at a basketball game a few years ago, and like one of the recent graduates was like, "Tyler, are you starting to have like some gray hairs?" And I was like, "No, like, no." And then I looked at the bathroom, and like, later on that night, I was like, "Oh my god, I do have gray hairs."
Wow. What about you, Sweeze?
Look at you.
I started when I had when I worked the call center job, it progressively got worse, but it's only like when you wear a hat, it's the part that shows that turns gray. So like I end up having to get a haircut basically like every 2 months to avoid the grayness because I'm still single at 36, so I'm still trying to wrap somebody down. So hopefully,
Yeah, but I've also heard that having that salt and pepper, it would make you look distinguished.
Yeah, but I like to date like 23-year-old girls. No, they don't like them. There's the problem.
Wow. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't say 18. That's
no.
The motive.
23 is a safe number. 23, just as long as you, you don't pull a Wings of a Redemption and you say that 12 is an acceptable number.
Yeah.
Please don't pull a Wings of Redemption, man. Please don't.
What I can tell you is that 18, 23, it doesn't matter. In my experience, most people, let's just say people,
I was like,
don't don't really develop a brain until they get to be like in their 30s. So you know.
So like if I remember correctly, like the brain really stops. Like, I mean, you never stop learning, but it's also like you're not completely developed until like you're 25. So I mean, you know,
give or take.
Give or take. It depends on the person. I think it's just individual, you know, individual by individual case basis.
Right.
But yeah, for the most part, like my you know, for all the ladies that are watching out there, you know, my target range is probably from about 25 to like 28. I mean, I can go for 30 somethings. You know, I can go for 30 somethings. Just don't like, you know, look like you've been through 2 world wars and a Great Depression and have like 6 kids. You know,
damn.
Yeah, I mean,
that just eliminated like 90% of them.
Go on.
Yeah, bye Cougars. You know, but I don't know. And then then you start seeing like some 40-year-olds that are out there like in the dating pool and they have no kids, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, did something happen? Like, bad marriage, toxicity? Like, are you basically like Dark Side Phil? Are you Dark Side Phil without the live streaming? I mean, tell me what's going on. You know,
children got taken away. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, 40-year-olds without kids.
Yeah,
that's what I said. They got
40-year-old
taken
ladies
away
without kids. Unless they are.
You mean they have not had any kids?
Yeah,
right.
like
I'm talking about. My words qualify. I said they got taken away, no kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but more of like there's a reason why they haven't locked it down with somebody, and then you find out very quickly after like a couple times hanging around with them. It's just like, oh, okay. Some people aren't meant to find their happily ever after. They just stick with what's convenient.
You do not deserve your slippers. You do not deserve your Cinderella ending.
Mine's definitely by my own doing. So,
right.
Hey, I married my.
I know 2 women like that. I know one who's about 40. No, she's almost 50 now. She was older when I was younger. Still.
Oh my gosh.
But she's single. She hates everybody. It seems like she's dated guys, and for whatever reason, she's just a recluse. It's just she'll go to work and she'll go to the Taco Bell, but
go to the local
as far as
Taco
dating
Bell.
people. So that's one. There's that one scenario.
She's a Taco Bell lady. That would have told us.
There you
everything.
go. Yeah, that helps. And the second one, she's been obsessed over this guy for the last 20 years, and it's sad. So you ask about why women get older. It's like something up here just didn't fire correctly, so they're like off limits.
Anywho. Sweeze, you have some wrestling thoughts because you were catching up on the world of wrestling. I knew that you wanted to catch up on wrestling because leading up to the show, you gave us like a laundry list of things, and I was like, okay, all right, well, let's have.
I like to let you guys into my world. I've had a lot of free time. I've had a lot of time to write up notes. Basically, the biggest thing going on in wrestling this year is John Cena's retirement tour. So we finally got the Logan Paul match last week in Paris. John Cena, Logan Paul, a marquee match. And surprisingly, it delivered. Like, Logan Paul's in his, 29th match of all time. And, I mean, you can say what you will with the Performance Center or whatever and how Logan Paul is a person himself. But in the wrestling ring, he gave John Cena his best match of the year. The 2 Cody Rhodes matches, the Randy Orton match. This was the moment that you wanted to see on the John Cena retirement tour. So if you have Peacock, it was the last PLE on Peacock. So if you don't pay $30 a month for ESPN next month, you're missing out on the WWE pay-per-views. So just want to let everyone know who's not aware. Peacock is not doing the PLEs WWE. John Cena only has 8 more dates left, and I think they said 90 days. So they have moved the location of his last wrestling appearance from Boston, which is where it was supposed to be. They have moved that to Washington, D.C., and it's rumored that our President Trump will be in attendance for John Cena's last match. So that's what I kind of thought, Ed. It's a
Thank
big
you for
old
your
just thing to
insights,
scoff
Ed.
at. Like that was one thing that throughout the week it went from being one story of like that was an incredible match to TKO put out their schedule and the pay-per-view listing, and everyone was in an uproar for various things throughout the week. One of it being Brock Lesnar's back. So Brock Lesnar is going to be John Cena's opponent moving on. And even though he's named in the lawsuit versus Vince McMahon 47 times by name, WWE, for some reason, brought Brock Lesnar back. They're going to have a match at the new pay-per-view called WrestlePalooza in 2 weeks. And that's another counter programming of AEW. So
Yeah, they're wanting to go head to head with AEW a lot more. Just to echo Rick, Logan Paul, Logan Paul, best celebrity turned wrestler to ever do it. Do you guys agree? Do you agree?
yeah, right now, I mean, with this catalog, he hasn't had a bad match.
Yeah.
I haven't
Say
watched
what
wrestling
say
since
say what you
2011.
will. Say what you will about Logan Paul, right? And then Rick also points out that if you have the Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN bundle, you can get the PLEs. So that's a little bit of a cheat. You know, you don't have to. I think. Oh gosh, if I remember correctly, like I remember when I had Hulu Live, and I was spending pretty close to $80. But I think, yeah, but that was like, I think that was just Hulu Live. I might be mistaken.
Yeah, it wasn't even, you weren't getting the library, you were just getting the live channels for like $79, if I remember right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can probably find them for free.
I mean, if I want, like, so, okay, all right. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. So, like, I got up like a Saturday morning. I had 2 stories to write, and I was like, okay, in Iowa State played, like, they started their game at 11 a.m. And I mean, being a Hawkeyes fan, this is the Cy-Hawk. This means a lot to an Iowan. I've been to 2 Cy-Hawk games, by the way. Each game has been really fun. The second time I went was absolutely just a blast. These, I think like I was able to find streams on YouTube, like, and then it's almost like lopping the head off of a Hydra. Like you cut one head off, and then another, like 2 more streams like pop up, like,
Right.
so I mean you find ways. It's just, yeah, like, you know, eventually people are gonna get sick of like being squeezed out of every single dollar, just because, you know, I mean, I hate to say it, but like, you know, the economy is still not the greatest, but, you know, now everybody's like getting really greedy, and that's dangerous.
Prices keep going up, yeah.
Right. So if you keep getting greedy, then people will start getting turned off by things and start being like, well, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, I can't afford this, I'm just going to tighten my belt, or or better yet, I'll live without it. So
Right.
that's why to push Squared Circle Pro once again, only $10 to get in the door. Only 20, only $10, only maybe like $20-$25 to have a good time. So
Now, how much is a soda?
Pretty affordable in this economy.
Is it like the theater? You go pay $10 for a soda?
Oh my gosh, no.
No, I don't know. It's a good question though. How much are refreshments?
But like, it'll become like, you know, smuggling food into theaters. You know, like, I mean, I know some places will get really, they'll get particular about that. But like, you know, most theaters like I went to, like if you got like a sweater and you pack things in there, and you know they ain't gonna check your pockets, like they'll let you slide. You know.
Yeah, and they don't make you take a clear backpack.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Unlike the local swimming pool here, what are we going to do? Take plastic explosives to the city pool? That's stupid.
Yeah. I don't get that, but yeah. Well, I mean, the NFL started today. I know I'm getting into sports ball, but the biggest thing, and Ed, this is in your arena.
Okay.
A big release that came out earlier this week was, and we'll get to that here in a second too. Is the new Hollow Knight game titled Silksong. All the streamers are playing it.
Are they?
Yeah, it's like a platformer. It's really fun, but a lot of people I know are playing it. A lot
Oh,
of
the
people,
little cute mousy looking thing. Yeah.
They came out with a new one, and that's been all the rage this week. Is that's been the game that everybody's been playing. So,
And they're an indie developer, aren't they?
I believe
Who made
so.
the game?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
are you guys familiar with the other like the Hollow Knight games before? They really
Yeah.
started on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've seen that the gameplay is more smooth, feedback is a lot better. I've always saw them as games that would be like a high indie, like a 6 out of 7 or 10 out of 10, but this isn't convincing me to get a new Nintendo Switch if that's what I have to do, but you know.
There's a bunch of criticism about it, though. There's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Like, usually give it about a month or two for people to kind of really give a really good assessment.
Right.
I know, like, for some of those AAA titles, I think like even 6 months later, people were still dunking on that game. But, and then Rick also answered your question, Ed. He said drinks are regular bar prices and Jake's restaurant prices and are basically regular restaurant prices. So par for the course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, and Jake's has good food. I've always had a good experience eating food at Jake's. So, yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah. Also, that thing I was like, hey, we'll come back to it. Street Fighter announced its date that it's coming out, and it also announced its final cast. So I actually looked at it, and I may have to look up the IMDb. The IMDb. There we go.
Kind of already. Yeah.
But Tanner, this is in your wheelhouse. There will be 2 wrestlers that will be in the movie. Cody Rhodes will be Guile, which makes sense.
Nightmare.
If you get rid of the stupid neck tattoo.
And he's dyed his hair blonde before.
Yeah, and Roman Reigns is Akuma.
Yeah,
wow.
Perfect. Born for that role. Roman Reigns
Born for that role. Okay, some other names. David Dasmalchian. Let me get this right. So David Dasmalchian is M. Bison. We have Orville Peck, who is Vega. We have 50 Cent. 50 Cent is in this movie as Balrog.
50 Cent.
What up, gangsta?
What up, gangsta? Jason Momoa is also in this movie. He is Blanca. And let's see. Okay, Mel Jarnson is Cammy. Okay, I'll be interested to see how they... Andrew Scholes is in this movie. Tanner.
Yeesh.
I know.
Yeesh.
Big yikes from us, dog, right? Andrew Scholes, how did he land an acting gig?
Oh.
But he is the joke character. He is Dan Hibicki.
He's the Pete Davidson in this
Squad. He's the odd man out in that Rogan sphere, isn't he?
Man, it's well deserved. He's done a number by his own doing.
I need to get out more. I only know like a third of these people.
Well, if you take the Jason Momoa, 50 Cent, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Andrew Scholes, you're looking at like a new Expendables, right? Like this is this generation's Expendables.
You could.
Something like that.
I just hope that they follow the scheme of like every Jason Statham movie of the last couple of years. That's just boom, 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 and not just Marvel Avengers Captain America in your face style. Because I hope there's only 2 ways you could take it, I think, and it's either going to be okay the way that they should have did it, or they're going to be over the top. And I have a feeling this could be the movie that could be over the top with like a James Gunn type humor, like, you know.
Are you guys familiar with the '94 movie?
Yes, I'm familiar with the '94 movie.
You
Yeah.
do? I'd have to say they got a lot to live up to because not only do I respect the hell out of Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia, but they did fantastic with the personality, the storyline, everything they brought to head in that movie. So we'll have to see where this one ends up going. Is it going to be just fight scenes and they're trying to mimic Mortal Kombat, or is it going to be more story driven?
So, like, my thought on this new Street Fighter movie that's going to come out, because Mortal Kombat's going to come out with Mortal Kombat 2, I think, later on this year.
Soon,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, it's going to come out soon. I think you want to be a little more different than the Mortal Kombat movies. And here's the reason why. You if anything, Street Fighter should be more of the fun movie, like the fun popcorny movie, like you go and you just turn your brain off for like 2 hours. Mm-hmm. That's my thought. Just make it fun. That's my biggest takeaway. So like, yeah, that would be my take, is just make it fun. Don't make it too goofy where, you know, like my friend Craig and I would always kid each other, and we'd be like, quick, you know, that like, what was it? It was something involving like a bomb or a missile heading towards the Shadow Law base. And Zangief basically, I mean, because of course, evil Russian, because in the 90s, all the Russians were evil. He would point at the TV and be like, quick, change the channel. You know, quick, change the channel.
Got it.
And then they also, like, what was really funny is they did a Zangief like Honda fight, and they had the Godzilla King Kong noises in the background.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yes. And then, you know, Raul Julia, man, he knocked it out of the park being Bison, you know. I still will tell people, you know, it's like, this might be the greatest day of your life, but for me, it's just a Tuesday.
Yes. That was a great line.
Yeah, that was the best line in the whole movie. And the reason why Raul Julia took it was because his kids were playing Street Fighter at the time. We're like, you should play this. And sadly, it was his last film, but he still was fantastic as M. Bison. I mean,
well, shout out to Raul Julia.
Yeah, shout out Raul Julia. He was great as Gomez in the Addams Family movies, by the way. He was awesome.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely loved him. He was, Addams Family playing Gomez. Oh, wow, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Morticia was always the coolest too.
Oh yeah, she was sexy.
Yeah, Morticia. Gosh, who played her in those two movies? I have to remember. Because the second movie was more for like. The second movie was more geared towards Uncle Fester.
Yeah, him getting married and
and then he was married to the Black Widow wife. Like, she would kill her husband so she can get their money.
Angelica Houston played Morticia.
Yeah, she was good. She gave off those Morticia vibes. Mm-hmm. Inspiration for all those big titty goth girls everywhere. So.
My type. Shout out to them always.
Well, I'm not getting into that.
Okay, so is there any? Okay, let me like open the floor for like. Let me open the floor a little bit. Is there any movies that you guys are looking forward to seeing, even if it's just like something that you're just looking up for Netflix or you know, something to eventually pop on to Peacock or Paramount Plus?
I'm going to see the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I want to see the Rock's new movie, Smashing Machine. The Mark Kerr supposed to come out. He just got a 15-minute standing ovation at a festival. It just came out. Yeah, so The Rock has lost a considerable amount of weight, after playing Mark Kerr in the Smashing Machine that's coming out this year, and it's getting all these nominations, or high praise. So
Okay.
Smashing Machine would be one for this year that hasn't came out yet. I think John Cena is going to do really good in Hollywood. I watched a John Cena Idris Elba movie about a month ago called Head of State on Amazon. That was really good.
That's fine. Heads of State, yeah.
Heads of State. I watched a Bob Odenkirk movie called Nobody 2 this weekend. That was really good.
Yeah. The first Nobody was really good.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the first Nobody.
Yeah.
He's a fun actor.
Like, he can do comedy and he can do action.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. What was that? Better
range.
Call Saul? Was he? No.
Was he in Better Call Saul? Was he in the
Yeah,
TV?
Bob Odenkirk was, Saul.
Yeah, he plays that role so well. And then in Breaking Bad, he was the lawyer. It's just amazing how well he can play somebody that's a shyster and that scared. I was just, his acting range is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Did you guys know that there was a new Spinal Tap movie coming out in 2025?
I've seen glimpses of it,
mm-hmm.
which is kind of interesting because, I mean, like Spinal Tap was already playing at bar mitzvahs, like in the 80s. Like, I was like, did people like all of a sudden find them again and then be like, and then Spinal Tap gets together for like a big reunion tour? Or, I mean, I'd be interested in the premise. But so also a really fun little trivia fact. So the my dad used to do sound for a band called Saucy Jack, and Saucy Jack actually got their name from Spinal Tap, because there's a line in the film that says, it's something like a Saucy Jack or something, and that's where these three guys, one guy's from Ames, really good guitarist. Couldn't write his own music, but he can cover just about anything. There was another gentleman. He was a bassist. He was from a town about 12 miles down from mine, and there was the original drummer. He was actually out of another town, so cool. That was nearby. So like I got to know Saucy Jack and saw them play all the time, and I don't know if they're still playing anymore. I think they tried to retire. And then they haven't. I don't know if they have retired yet. Maybe they just, sometimes with bands and pro wrestlers, you don't technically retire. You just stop taking bookings.
Yeah. That's absolutely true.
And Rick might confirm or deny that too. Anywho, and just looking at the chat here. And Rick doesn't go to anything unless it's the MCU. I stream everything. So the only film that he's lining up to go see is Avengers Doomsday. I'm interested to see like what they do with Doomsday. You figure that they would be setting up for Avengers Doomsday, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, since, oh man, I think I saw like Shang-Chi. I've seen the Eternals. I think the last one I went to go see was I think it was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I'm sorry.
I'm just going to,
because you know what? You know what I really wanted to see? I really wanted to see if they did, if they released Iron Man back in the 90s, they probably would have casted Tom Cruise as Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Believable, right? I was like, dude, I just want to see this cameo of Tom Cruise as Tony Stark. Please. Just let me see what it's like. But no, I was a little bummed. I think that was the last one I saw in theaters, and then I saw a few others.
Well, now we got AI. You could make that happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, because the theater in Borger is so cheap and accessible. I can go see any movie I want, it feels like, and not have any not have any busy people, and it's like less than $5. So
Oh, that's nice. There was
Yeah.
a movie theater in Lake City, really, really, really nice to be around, and really nice. It was actually community owned. You could get into a movie for like $2. Now, granted, you had to. It wasn't like the latest releases, but it was like $2, and then for like $10, I mean, you have a large bulk popcorn, you have a drink, and yeah, like you're enjoying a movie, and it was like going to the old school movie theaters. It was nice. I would always sit up high because I don't like sitting really close to the screen. I like actually sitting like really high, like towards the back of the theater or the back of the amphitheater or whatever. But okay, so Rick points out that there's a list floating around of required viewing leading up to Doomsday, and it's not too much backlog, so you could get caught up. But
at a certain point, I figured it was like 30 movies I'd have to watch Avengers Endgame and all that. But then I think this one's more like 10 if I saw at the most.
yeah,
And I haven't seen on like Thunderbolts and Eternals and
right.
Black Panther.
Thunderbolts was really good.
Yeah, it's on my.
It was simple, but it was good.
And sometimes with movies, you got to keep it simple. You can't have all too many like Rick said a few weeks ago. You got to make 1 + 1 = 2, or 2 + 2 = 4.
So one thing's one step to get to the next.
Yeah. Keep it simple, silly, or keep it simple, stupid, whichever way you want to go. So,
if I can, I just want to comment on this Fantastic Four movie come out. What irritates me about the franchise is that let's see, we go back to, I don't even know the years now, but Fantastic Four and Fantastic 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer, those movies, good cast, good storyline, good everything, and then they killed it. Okay, fine. A few more years go by. Oh, let's do another one. They started again, and they killed it. So here comes the next Fantastic Four movie, another reboot. I bet you $20 they're going to kill it.
I don't think so.
For some reason, they can't get this one go.
This one,
so
they
have the other ones.
Pizza. Yeah, so this is not going away. They've established a foundation with Pedro Pascal. That dude's
they
everywhere.
love Pedro Pascal at Disney. They love that guy at Disney.
Man.
And what's so funny is that like he flopped as Maxwell Lord in Wonder Woman 84. And do I need to bring up that movie? Okay, so one of my favorite parts of that movie, because I remember like watching that movie when it came out on HBO Max on like Christmas Day or whatever. And I remember sitting there laughing when she would just like, she'd stiff arm all these dudes. Like these dudes are like crawling all over her, and she's just stiff arming all of them. Like Desmond Howard, like striking the Heisman pose. She's like, and then she sees like this guy, like it was so convoluted how like Steve Trevor went from like dying in World War I to like being in this world in 1984, and then she sees him and she's like, "Oh, Steve!" It was so freaking ridiculous. It was so stupid. And then just how they butchered I mean, you can't go around with like. Nowadays, like you can't imagine Pedro Pascal with without facial hair, and he didn't have facial hair in Wonder Woman 84. Like,
I can't imagine him without a Beskar armor suit, but whatever.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
No, I mean, to follow up with you, Sweeze, let's put it this way. Okay, yeah, they love Pedro Pascal or whatever, but I have no faith because they have shown me for the last 20 years they just for some reason won't go with this story group, and I'm like, I have no faith that it's going to take off. If it does, great, good for them, but at this moment in time I don't trust them.
It's fair, you're right, absolutely. I mean, there's been so many, from Michael B. Jordan to Miles Teller to all these people that could have revitalized the franchise on film but haven't, and you're absolutely having a reason to be cautious.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, let's just sit and wait and see what happens.
Well, in the first to go around with like, Fantastic Four and then the Rise of the Silver Surfer, Galactus was a damn cloud. Like he was just a cloud.
Yeah, he's actually going to be there this time as CGI. Good for him.
Yeah.
Like
I
Thanos.
always get a kick out of like, okay, so like they have like Galactus's daughter like in Marvel Rivals, right? What blows me away is that I think like what was it? She was like really hungry or whatever, and then and the reason why she was really hungry was because she was pregnant, and I was like, man, you're just putting out like pregnant women with this, but I don't
Stereotyping.
know. Yeah, stereotyping. Yeah. Rick,
just like the big titty women, right?
Yeah, the big
shout out,
shout out, big titty goth girlfriends. Avengers Endgame, Loki season 1 and 2. I've only seen the first season. Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Okay, I saw that one on stream. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, The Marvels. Oh, The Marvels. Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. And then in the original Fox X-Men trilogy.
That's the backlog?
That's the backlog from what Rick is relaying to us. That's the backlog.
I'm glad I've seen 90% of that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like 8 or 9, and I've seen Black Panther. Yeah, it's very... The Fantastic Four setting they used was very Wakanda entering the MCU type.
Right.
So
I did see the new Captain America movie not too long ago, and I didn't think it was that bad, but what threw me off the most was because, how China gets, like, if you talk bad about China, China's like, hey, yeah, you can't project us in a bad light. So they make the Japanese out to be bad guys. And I'm like, I don't get this. Like, the Americans and the Japanese, they've been homies, and you're going to make them go fight one another? Unless I'm missing something like related to the MCU. Like that. Yeah.
In that one specifically, they had a whole side story of like an internal takeover, and it was going to be led by Seth Rollins in the movie as the villain in the Captain America, and they cut like 25 minutes of it. But supposedly there was going to be a terrorist attack in Chicago that tied the Japan, the
really.
Yeah, so they cut a lot from that movie.
That's so weird. You figure like, okay, if like, let's say like if it wasn't so corporate, like, like let's say this, I know like back in the 70s, like filmmakers wouldn't pull punches. They would just be like, yeah, like China was the perpetrator in all this. China's the big enemy. Now they can't because, way too much, you got to sell to China, right? Like, you get the memes of John Cena like selling out to China.
Being chilling, yes.
Yeah, and the picture going around with John Cena with Chairman Mao is like, Chairman Mao's like haircut. It's like like I was seeing a video. It's like this soldier. He's like, you got to be fighting for the right cause, and he pulls out a picture of John Cena with Chairman Mao's haircut. Rick did forget Captain America: Brave New World. Yeah, that was the movie I saw, and that was really goofy, but. Oh, I mean, Harrison Ford, he kind of hammed it up a little bit, but, like, I don't know. It was because the original actor that played Thunderbolt General Ross, like, passed away. So it's like, hey, you got to sub him out for Harrison Ford.
Yep.
Harrison Ford will take anything these days.
It's kind of crazy, yeah.
Like, he was like, He was only like in a handful of movies when I was like in high school. I remember like most of his older stuff, like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Air Force One. Give me back my son. The Fugitive. He was a heck of an action star back in the early '90s, and then he kind of went away for a little bit in the 2000s. He came back for like the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. and then like now with all the reboots and everything and all the sequelitis that we have, like It's like, oh man, like they just can't let him retire. But I don't know. Maybe he's broke. Maybe he needs the work. So and you just can't be like Darkside Phil and just rattle your cup.
Yeah, I was just thinking like, how if he's broke still working, we're never gonna be able to stop working.
Yeah. And then
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. Rick points out that he was just tired of working with George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Okay, that's a South Park joke, by the way. So there's the context.
Yeah, South Park.
Give me back my son. I did that to a streamer one time. I shouted like all caps in a chat. Give me back my son, and like the streamer caught it, and she was like, "Oh, this is your son? Like, I'm not gonna let you have him back." Like it was like she was cuddling a mascot or something, and yeah. Give me back my son.
Wow.
Give me back my dignity.
I put it in there. Give it back.
That's my cookie. Put the cookie down.
I could take that a different way. Anyway, moving on.
Put the cookie down.
How sweet.
How sweet
right?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I'm really surprised that has not been on a movie as of late, and they've kind of run him into the ground, is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I miss him. Love him.
Yeah, he's okay. I mean, he was like the definitive like 90s action hero, and y'all will get a kick out of this. So like last night on YouTube, I was just sitting there, and I was just like, so the 94 Judge Dredd popped up with Sylvester Stallone, and I was like, I'll just watch it, and it is just okay. So like I keep up with a little bit of Judge Dredd, not a lot of Judge Dredd, but yeah, like the one sticking point was like, because it's Sylvester Stallone, you got to show his face, right? Like where Judge Dredd takes off his helmet, and that's what people hated about the film. But I was like, dude, if you take it as a goofy, like if you take it as a dumb action flick, it's fine.
Yeah, it works.
Like, but and it's a great satire. Like if you look back at some of those films, and you're like, okay, I get it. Like so, like Starship Troopers, for instance. Starship Troopers, like people at the time didn't get it. They were like, "Oh man, this is all it's all fascist. It's all funny mustache man vibes." But when you look back at it now, it's like, "Oh, this is a great satire. This is fantastic."
Yeah, it's like, what do those bugs actually represent?
Yeah. Well, in the book, like if you read the book, they represent communists. Yeah. In the movie, like they're just they take
really
on a whole different meaning.
Superman with it.
Yeah.
had Superman drop right into Palestine on that one.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I do like the catchphrase of kindness is the new punk rock, though.
I found this on Reddit, and I like it. The Federation is not a dictatorship, but it is also not a democracy as we would categorize the word today. This is because in order to become a citizen and be able to vote, you had to be a federal service veteran, which in that society, fair,
Well, if I remember correctly, the origin story behind the Federation was it was founded by veterans. So that's why it developed into like kind of this hyper meritocracy. Yeah. Where it's not super authoritarian, like, and also like, okay, if you look at the book is more like, okay, humanity is in a war for the right to exist. Because the bugs, all they do is just consume and take over, because that's how they survive. It's just they consume. They consume, they consume, they expand because they need to, they're kicking out bugs.
The woke mind
Exactly.
virus needs to be
The woke
fed.
mind, hive mind. Yeah.
I'm just seeing here. I'm seeing here for the word fascist. One of the simple definitions is the economy and other parts of society are heavily and closely controlled by the government. I didn't get that feeling from Starship Troopers at all.
No, I mean, even from the movie, you didn't get that.
No,
But I mean, yeah, they had the propaganda and everything. But
which is okay. Don't all societies?
yeah, I mean, like, even if you look at history books, like, there's some sort of undercurrent of propaganda.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
For or against. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Like, if you go back into, like, well, crud, they don't even do this anymore because everything's on Chromebooks. But, like, I remember the old, the old textbooks. You go in and they would talk, like, how, like, the Native American wars, like, they lasted from, way back to where, from even after, like, the Mayflower or Jamestown. I mean, even up until, like, the 70s
Right.
with AIM and everything. I mean, I know I'm
Yeah.
getting into history and everything, but
That's okay.
I was very interested in, in American Indian history, Native American history, indigenous history, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
I took that in college. It was really enlightening because it was much more than just the Lahota, fighting the U.S. cavalry in Montana and Wyoming and before being, corralled back to South Dakota or Nebraska. There was much
Right.
more to it. There were much more faces. You get Tecumseh out of the War of 1812. You get King Philip. He had a different name, but the English called him King Philip. And then you had the Seminole tribe, which is always an interesting topic to talk about, especially with when it comes to indigenous folks and the usage of mascots.
Right.
That's a very interesting discussion. But I know I'm getting way too deep on that, but that's probably that's a thing I always love visiting about.
Right. Yeah. No. When I was up in North Dakota, there was, of course, that's where my ancestors are from, but there's so much there and that's just basically, it's called the three affiliated tribes composed of the Hidatsa, Mandan, and Rigaraw. And it's just so rich with history that's just three nations. Now think about the other couple hundred in the country and look at all that history that transpired with people. There was bands that had to fight for survival, bands that tortured others. There was bands that just wanted to go off and live in peace. So it was basically, where am I going with this? Don't really know, but it's just a lot of history. Like you're saying, there's so much. You could spend an entire lifetime just studying that.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, you could probably have a college, a full-fledged college course over like the, like the oral beliefs of, like, let's say the Dene, the Navajo, or like the Hopi, or even like the Lahota. Like, they have like a really, like, you can go into their oral traditions, which would be really, really cool. Just their traditions alone, like, is a lot. But yeah, it's cool. It's really neat.
I wanted to make sure. I kind of already knew what it was, but I wanted to make sure. Lakota, the Lakota.
Yeah. So like,
where'd you hear Lahota at?
Lahota?
Yeah.
Like they say it like that. Like, if you're like, let's say you go to the LNI, like this big basketball tournament. Sweeze, you'd love to go to this someday. If you like a lot of basketball, there's a big basketball tournament that takes place right before Christmas called the Lahota, like, Lahota Nation Invitational. They have a volleyball deal too, but it's not as big. But their basketball tournament fills up basically this 15,000 seat arena, especially once you get to the championship games. But yeah, like, I've actually heard that while walking down, and they referred to one of the schools as Lahota Tech. And so that's kind of like the pronunciation I've kind of grabbed from that. And then
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's
That's
Lakota. You can
I was
say
curious.
Lakota.
That's the first time that was the first time I ever heard that. I was just curious.
Well, they just don't like being called the Sioux, even though like it's kind of weird because like they don't like being called the Sioux.
Ogallala.
Yeah. Well, because like okay, so it's really interesting because like the Ogallala, like their formal name is the Oglala like Lahota Sioux tribe or whatever, and you know like most of the other tribes have gotten rid of like the name Sioux because like it came from like basically a rival tribe or a rival nation that called the Sioux basically a whole bunch of snakes, so they didn't appreciate.
We're dead naming them.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yep. Real interesting. We had a really good, so like in Rapid City, like before she left towards the end of my time there, we had a really good Indigenous Affairs reporter, and she would give a lot of context to a lot of things. And when I visited with her on a few about like, you know, the res or whatever, because I did cover a game on the res. That was very interesting. I saw a res dog. I saw like, I mean, it was very, it opens your eyes quite a bit.
Right.
But yeah, it's an experience. I would just say, just go check it out once, but, and once will be more than your fill, but.
Did you ever see the Hulu show? It was filmed around Oklahoma City when I lived there, so it really was clear in how native life growing up in a city is, and it's called The Res on Hulu. So I bet it's probably a lot different from South Dakota, though.
Yeah, because Pine Ridge was smack dab in the middle of one of the poorest counties in the entire nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what's really interesting is there's actually like a community like smack dab in the middle of Minneapolis that was almost, I don't remember the name of it right offhand. I remember catching a YouTube video on it, but that was also really interesting. It's almost like the res mixed with the inner city, like being smack dab in the middle of Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a YouTuber named Tommy G. He's based out of Milwaukee, but he's done a lot. Like he did a South Dakota youth Indian, how the day in the life, and it was just like they live in shacks, they have a community, and they all support each other. So it was pretty crazy to see.
Yeah, I think that was that same YouTuber. It's Tommy G. Yeah.
Yep.
Then there's another YouTuber like Peter, gosh, I'd have to look him up, but he was really cool, and he stopped by like the res, and he visited the Lahota, he visited the Crow. The Crow are very interesting people too, super nice people. I mean, all of them are really nice. You know, you just
they're crows. They fly.
The Crow.
Yeah. Come out, they stand in the rafters and watch their person they're feuding with for a year, only to lose at Starrcade 97, which we're all still talking. The Crow.
Sting should have went over at Starrcade 97.
Yeah,
he should have went over, but that's not gonna work for me, brother.
Nah,
that's not gonna work for me, brother.
Man. It's just been a long week for everybody, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a long. I mean, I don't think I've felt like it hasn't been a super long week, but anywho, this just sprang up.
Sunday's not over yet.
It's not over yet. Yeah. Anywho, so Tanner, I'm sure you caught this on the last podcast. But a Casey's is coming to Amarillo next year. We probably need to do like some content involving a Casey's breakfast pizza.
Yeah. I pretty much lived off of them from 2018 to 2022 when I lived in Oklahoma City. I had a quick trip. I had a on cue, and I had a Casey's. And these gas stations are huge, massive gas stations, but we had 3 at one intersection in Oklahoma City. And right next to my apartment, I would go out of my way to go to Casey's every day and probably every day on the way home from work. So to and from, I thrived on breakfast pizza from Casey's.
Yeah.
You shouldn't live off gas station food, but Casey's coming to Amarillo is big news, everybody.
That's huge. I mean, I think I shared it, and there was like quite a few people that reacted to it.
Uh-huh.
And one of them included like a good friend of mine. He's actually like the CEO, head boys basketball coach, and the athletic director for Rapid City Christian. And he's from like Guthrie Center. So like I knew exactly where he was from. So like, both being Iowa kids, like we got along really well. And he was like, yeah, there's nothing like Casey's. There's nothing like Casey's.
It makes me feel like it's not a gas station; it's an experience. I think that's what Buc-ee's said or something in the newspaper. Amarillo welcomes Buc-ee's, not just a gas station, an experience.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. One place I would like to check out someday is actually in Vegas. They're from the creators of Meow Wolf, and I've been to Meow Wolf in Santa Fe, which is an experience that is cool. Yeah. Meow Wolf, and they next time you're in Denver, Ed, there is a Meow Wolf in Denver, so you should check that out sometime and burn an afternoon.
I went to Meow Wolf in Vegas on Fremont Street. That was like on the second story of a comedy festival, which was on the third. So. I'm very familiar with.
Did you go to Omega Mart though?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, Omega Mart's an experience all itself. It's from the same people.
Okay. Yeah.
It's from the same people as from the same people as Meow Wolf.
Okay. Yeah, I may be far off. That's what I'm thinking.
But $36 for a ticket.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible.
No,
I think it was a lot.
If it's fun,
it's very fun. It's very fun. I went to the one in Santa Fe, and Mom and I had a blast being in there. And like, Mom can't move as well as she used to, but she was able to move around and check all the psychedelic type stuff. And it's like if you're on an LSD trip without taking the LSD.
Yeah, I've seen that from the colors.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So like.
I'll get a headache in there.
Yeah. Big fan.
An immersive art experience.
Yeah.
That's what I'm. That's a good way.
Yeah. Big fan of Meow Wolf. But yeah. Oh gosh. And then Sweeze, you said that the next Skank Fest in Texas is in November.
Skank Fest is in New Orleans at the Mardi Gras, where they store the Mardi Gras parade stuff.
So it's in New Orleans this time. Okay.
Yeah, it's in New Orleans, and it's usually like it's usually like September 19th, 20th, but now it's like closer to November. So yeah, I went to the third one in Houston, which was my first, and then I went to 2 Vegas ones. And I didn't go to the Las Vegas one, and I'm probably not going to the New Orleans one. It's just like gotten so crazy too big, and it's just like I like to go when I have backup, and New Orleans seems to be a city where I don't want to be alone.
Yeah,
I don't want to. Yeah. So I just don't want to be alone.
If I had more money in my pocket, I'd be like, yeah, well, let's go and we'll just get some content out of it or whatever. But
yeah,
the only thing that would get me would probably be like the lines for everything.
Yeah, and it's completely just lines. You basically stand in line for 3 hours to get your ticket, then you miss out on other shows that are going on, then you go stand in another line to get in a show, and you might only see like 3 or 4 comedy shows out of the 15 that go on for the day.
Jeez,
you're standing in line about 7 to 8 hours of it, and you're just like, man, my feet hurt, and I don't smoke cigarettes, and all these people are in my face and drunk, and I'm not drinking, so it's just like I'm not having a good time. This isn't really nice and chill. I'm not having a good so it's just like I think I'm kind of over comedy festivals where they the opportunity, because it's the first time in New Orleans. They were at 3 years at the venue in Vegas, so they knew everything. They got it to flow perfectly. I really enjoyed those shows, but going to Vegas was easily $1,500 on a hotel for a weekend, and then it was $1,000 for the comedy festival and what I ate on that week. So I'm spending $3,000, and most of the stuff's available online weeks after the show. So like, that's not even like okay, I want to go to WrestleMania, but will I have a good time? It's the balance of going to a WrestleMania now is closer than a comedy thing, because it's just the lines, the people you interact with. It was right on Fremont Street, so it was kind of a wild place to be. But yeah, comedy festivals and all that, I like to do them, but I'm not necessarily cool about going solo to them anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta, I mean, I think to make it more interesting, you go with like at least 2 or 3 other people and make it worthwhile.
And people that you can rely on and trust, and you're not stranded in New Orleans with someone who can't pay their rent.
Stranded like in a really bad part of New Orleans.
Yeah, and I'm the type that can't say no, so I always end up in bad situations trying to be the good guy.
By the way, Ninja,
remember,
thank you for subscribing.
Yeah, good. You missed that DARE education, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think it got more people. I mean, I think it's more of a reverse psychology thing, where because of DARE, more people got into drugs, because like the cops would go into descriptions about the drugs.
Yeah. What to avoid and what to do, here's what you don't do. Don't call them narcotics.
Yeah.
Call it reefer or weed.
And then what happens when you tell kids
it the
don't
devil's
do this?
lettuce.
And then what happens when you tell kids don't do this?
Right.
They're gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I pretty much skated my whole life without even messing with it much. But there was one time I was with some buddies, and I went ahead and tried pot, and I just I didn't care for it. It was just so stupid. I sat there and I laughed and I giggled, and I'm like, yeah, and I don't even feel like myself. So I'm like, screw this. I had more fun drinking one beer than I did getting high. It was ridiculous.
Someone told me that if you have a panic attack, you just continue to smoke until you don't have a panic attack. And that's kind of how I've been approaching it. And I'm just all smiles. So, it's a good way to live.
I got a comment for that, but we'll save it for another time.
So there's been times where like I've interacted with the devil's lettuce. I'll kick it out there. It's fine.
Wow.
Yeah, me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I seem like I'm such a altar boy, but I really, I was anything but. But like,
it's tough to stay around when Oklahoma medical marijuana like 2016 on, like,
yeah.
Whoo.
Well, it doesn't help when like you can easily make for us, you can easily make a trip up to Trinidad, Colorado.
Yeah.
And just like partake.
It's only an hour and 22 minutes to Clayton, New Mexico.
Yeah. Did New Mexico legalize it?
Yeah, you can get it in New Mexico.
You can get it in New Mexico now. Wow.
Yeah, so it's probably closer to you going west.
Yeah.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah.
This is not
easier,
life advice.
Easier getting blazed in Portales versus going all the way up to Trinidad now.
Raton, yeah.
Yeah, all the way up to Raton and
make Raton's pass.
Yeah. Oh God, the Raton.
You guys don't even. Well, maybe you will believe this. I know for a fact that I'm sitting there driving down the highway at 75 miles an hour, and it's like every 5 seconds or 5 minutes. It depends. It was intervals. You go. I've got my helmet on, right? It's supposed to be blocking the air. I'm like, well, somebody's driving being stupid. I was just the whole damn time I was out there driving, I smelled it everywhere. I'm like, God damn, somebody needs to knock this shit off.
Any parking lot you go to in Oklahoma was that way since 2018, at least. Like Walmart parking lots just smell like weed. And my mom's
that covered parking lot.
Skunk out here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
even the nice mall with the covered parking lot. It was all there.
Oh my gosh. So
Casinos
like,
rule.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like what
Yeah.
what always got me was like whenever I was in South Dakota, like I'd be like, this smells like weed. I mean, are we allowed to smoke weed or whatever? And then I find out it was sage. They're just burning sage for cleansing. And I was like, oh, it smells like weed, you know?
I know the difference between, because I have sage. I know what it smells like when you burn it.
Yeah,
like, that wasn't it.
It's not like they closed your Ruby tequilas down and made it a smoke shop, you know.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That place is awesome too, though.
What's it
Assholes.
called?
I missed
Headhunters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a vibe, like they say.
It's a vibe.
I missed the restaurant because I actually liked their food. I was like,
Ruby Tequilas was actually good.
They had one, or was that a Tuesday? Never. It was a Ruby Tuesday. Never mind. In Denver.
I was gonna say like they had Ruby Tuesdays like in South Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a Ruby Tuesday in like Rapid City, so I went. I just tried it, and then they had one in like Mitchell, South Dakota, of all places.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you just make a fart noise with your mouth?
Yep.
It wasn't me.
I stuck that in there. Damn.
Oh, yeah, that was brutal.
You're good when you know.
I can do it too, guys. I can do it too.
You guys got any plans for 9/11? Speaking of events, you guys doing anything for 9/11?
Why?
I was just asking. I don't know.
Do we have any plans for Patriot Day?
Yeah,
it happened so many years ago. I'm like, let's kind of move on.
Hey, Ed, never forget.
Yeah, never forget. But nowadays,
never
like,
surrender.
But nowadays, like people make memes about it and everything, and like, have you guys ever heard of Jay Schlatt? By any chance, he's a YouTuber. He's from New York, so like whenever people make 9/11 jokes, like it triggers him something terrible.
Wow.
I mean, it's not to where he gets like full blown crash out, like Dark Side Phil, or he gets or like Wings or Boogie or whatever, but like he just gives you the death stare because he's from New York, and it's ridiculous. But yeah, does anybody have plans for 9/11? No, I don't think so. Anyways.
I mean, something inadvertently maybe, but not on purpose.
What else is in the news? So Trump's not dead.
Yeah.
Got any thoughts about that?
Well, like, okay, so like, people were like making like all this like racket about like, oh, Trump hasn't tweeted in the last 24 hours. He might be dead.
It must have been killer for him not to play with his cell phone. Oh my God.
Realistically, he just lost it behind the headboard.
Or Melania grounded him.
Yeah, might have. I did see Melania come up like on my news feed. So, but then like, does she even comprehend what's going on half the time?
I think she's smarter than what she lets on. She's there's my meal ticket right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like they say, behind a great man is an even greater woman. So,
well, she holds the balls and the brain. So,
Well, whenever you like pronounce coffee, kafif,
Kofifi.
What
a time.
Yeah, what a time to be alive, man.
Well, in all fairness, I've been tongue-tied too. I said plenty of stuff right here on stream going, I'm like, wait, that didn't come out right.
Or the memes of JD Vance having like basically like a butterface.
Yeah. They're eating the dogs. Motherfucker.
I love the memes of like him with this like he's got like they squish his face and it looks like he's got a butterface.
Yeah, like a little leprechaun too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Yeah, it's
oh,
terrible.
Tyler, thanks for that.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The thing that drove me most nuts was the recent one. Was they said there's apparently a contractor was throwing some trash bags out the White House window, and so that was the official press statement from the White House. Well, dumbass is sitting there going, "Well, I think that was AI." Like,
Yeah,
what?
It's okay.
Really?
So something like that is when, like, okay, the biggest like thing I can point out, it was when, okay, in Sweeze, you know who Danny Brown is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
The
Danny,
rapper?
yeah, the rapper, he beefed with Cyrax once.
I was like, he has a podcast on Tom Segura's network. He's been he got into comedy from going to a Kill Tony show. I've been following Danny Brown since he was, I love Danny Brown.
So like a few years ago, like Danny Brown, like beefed with Cyrax, who like, and you know who Cyrax is, and I think I showed Ed like the Music Biz Marty Cyrax fight, and I think I did live commentary over it, but he beefed with Cyrax, and like so Cyrax would get off the internet for like a month. He'd be like, "I'm never coming back. I'm never doing this ever again because I'm getting bullied," and like, so like. Like Danny Brown and all them, they would do all these tribute videos to Cyrax and be like, gone but never forgotten or whatever. And then Cyrax would pop on. He'd be like, I'm not dead. And no, they would all dispute it, and they would say like Danny Brown would be like, no, that's AI. That's AI.
That's
like,
AI. Yeah,
that's AI. The real Cyrax is dead. I'm not dead.
Well, I just discovered something. Are you familiar with Zane and Heath? Do you know those names?
No.
Zane and Heath Unfiltered full episodes podcast on YouTube. Uh-oh.
Are we gonna run into? No, we shouldn't run into any issues.
No, I think it's funny. Their podcast is called Unfiltered. Ours is Unfiltered. And I'm like, well, maybe we need to collaborate.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down.
Or take them down, podcast wars.
Yeah.
Hey, no.
Hey,
See, that's why I was mentioning this. I am not doing a beef with you guys. Not happening.
Hey, you're on our side, aren't you?
No.
I am, but my private life stays my private life. Screw that.
Get down or lay down.
Nah, the one person you need to beef with is like Darkside. The only people I would say like the beef with would be like Darkside Phil and Cyrax. Like those are the two you beef with.
Daniel Larson will threaten to blow your house up.
Oh my god, I remember that video. Oh my gosh. Oh, Daniel freaking Larson,
yeah.
Mr. President.
World of T-shirts will go right into the
put the fries,
spit on the biggest juggalo in sight.
You saw that video? Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. I gotta talk about World of T-shirts a little bit. So people try to get under Josh Block's skin by saying, Josh, put the fries in the bag. No, I make $4,000 a year, $400,000 a year. Josh, you're poor. No, I'm not poor. And then he because he's autistic, he's on the spectrum. So he's going to go around and spit on people. Like I saw him hit a girl, and this girl chased his ass down in the middle of the street in New Orleans.
Not a small girl.
No. Well, no. She was, I think she was a smaller girl. Like,
oh, okay.
She was actually she was attractive, and then she was like beelining right for like Josh Block, and Josh is like, like just like, oh my god.
Help me.
He like in the whole gathering thing with Josh Block being at the gathering, he spit on this one juggalo with all the face painted on, and I was like, whatever you do, just don't pick fights with the other juggalos, or I mean, just enjoy the experience, enjoy the music, but don't start shit. And don't mess with kids. And
it was Violent J's girlfriend who invited him, and then the people were just there for views. And then Josh met ICP and didn't know who they were.
He didn't. I saw that video where he met Shaggy 2 Dope, and he didn't know who Shaggy was.
And what do they do? Who are they? They're the runners of the festival. Oh, cool.
They're why you're here.
I make $400,000 a year. I am not poor.
I'm excited about it though because my friend Krakamiko, who does podcasts for a bunch of comedy stuff and comedy parody music, he was brought out by Brandon Buckingham, who does a bunch of YouTube stuff. So he's going to be in the new Brandon Buckingham video.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Tanner.
Huh? Oh,
Hey.
That was just me cleaning up my floor. I got $7. I'm really rolling in the dough. I've had a new setup every time I've done a pod, and for this last pod, I have this setup, and I'm like just huddled in the corner of my room because they wanted sumo on, and it worked for about like maybe an hour of the 3 hours I was on, but like having a dog on a podcast who just wants to hang out and be outside is just almost impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, you better have a lot of treats and be petting them the whole time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out Sumo Bear, by the way.
Shout out Sumo. I think we made a lot of money on super chats last night, but you know.
Oh, was it a whole bunch of people just super chatting like shout out Sumo Dog?
They shout out. They super chat. They send $10 a time saying shout out Sumo. They do like song requests on the episode I was on last night. So people were paying $5 to play a song or play a bad YouTube video, or basically $3 is the default to say shout out Sumo, and that accumulates probably at least like $40. And they were telling me, they're like, Sweeze, even when you're not here, we still get money saying shout out Sumo. So thank you for all that you do. And I'm just like, I appreciate you guys having me on. I know that you guys have a bunch of comedians on, but please follow the wrestling podcast, and I'm just going to be doing more content. Come on, just let's make this successful.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's a long time to go, especially when you don't practice or you don't have an idea what you're talking about or how long you're going to be on or what you're going to be doing or, you know, how you're going to mesh with the chat, because they had, I think, about 110 people in that chat. I'm just thinking like, oh, thankfully they were supportive. I think they saw a lot of themselves in me, just a comedy fan, podcaster who wants to do content. So I haven't made any enemies, but also I just woke up as soon as we started this podcast, so I haven't checked. So maybe I could be public enemy number one for all I know.
So like, I can't imagine, and I mean, maybe we'll get there someday. I don't know, but like, I can't imagine being like on Twitch or something and having like 6,000 viewers on you. Yeah, and you're just having to put on a show. Scroll.
Well, all I mean, see is all the text.
Actually, I mean, it's a lot easier than that.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, my comparison would be Olivia Monroe. We'll just give her a shout real quick. So, like, I just think what's interesting is like she's able to like pinpoint certain chatters and then read their chat. And she's got like, you know, 6,000, 7,000 chatters. They're all like her viewers, and then like the chat's constantly going, and you're like you're pinpointing comments, like, you know, you're like, oh yeah, like you're bringing that up. So I always think that was always interesting.
You've used Twitch before though, haven't you?
I have. I streamed on Twitch a little bit, and I also streamed on YouTube before. Putting all this together.
Maybe you didn't know or have to have a reason for it, but from what I've seen some of them talk about on there, they said that they can actually slow down the chat to move very slowly, so that way they're able to keep up with it instead of it just flying by like bullets.
Like, okay, so this is what YouTube hasn't gotten down yet, but like Twitch will go really fast, but there's a certain point where it will slow down to where a streamer will catch a certain part of the chat and read read like some sort of chat message, and then it goes again. Then the cycle, then it goes to kind of like a little bit of a slowdown, and then so like that allows the streamer to interact with chat a little more. So
maybe it's got like a filter in there. You pinpoint these specific users. I don't know.
It
seems like that's what that would do, because
unless you see something like really like egregious or whatever, but that's where you have mods and everything. And
I'm just for what you're describing, it would almost have to be a filter to catch these specific chatters instead of it just happen to be catching it every single person that they're talking to.
Yeah, or it's like Darkside Phil, where you ban certain words or you ban users right off the bat.
That I'm familiar with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But
I mean, it's easy for a woman to be on Twitch and do all that. They sit there and wear nothing, and they just get viewers. I could do that, but people would probably be sitting there paying me not to get on Twitch. I'm just saying.
There's actually some some VTubers that are out there that they don't have to take off clothes, they don't have to put on clothes, they just show up as this avatar, and people, you're kind of there for the personality, or you're there because you've interacted with them a few times. So
is the avatar kind of sexy though?
Avatar is pleasant to look at, I would say so. Like
that plays a role in it.
Sure.
That and their personality, because that's all they got to work with is personality in the avatar.
Yeah.
And like when you're talking about,
you first got to be into it though.
And when you're talking about OnlyFans for women, it's like, what is OnlyFans the equivalent for men? It's podcasting.
It is podcasting.
We are in it. We are doing it right now. We're already on our way, guys.
That's it, everybody. Let's go. Shirts off.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, please don't be like what, Bert Kirshner? That's how you pronounce his last name?
Bert Kreischer. Oh my gosh.
That guy, he comes up with the crazy
Bert.
Stuff. I think like about 95% of it's bullshit anyway. So
like he's one of the ones that when people talk bad about the Rogan sphere, Joe Rogan's 5 favorite comedians, whatever, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, those two, the Netflix type of comedians. Bert Kreischer is the first like big headliner that I saw live. And I saw him in a room of like 50 people. And then the next year he was in a stadium where the NBA arena plays, followed by an outdoor festival the next year, 3 years into it. And like Netflix blew up. He did that reality show with Cody Rhodes, and then where everybody kept mispronouncing his name was Excalibur, the announcer for AEW, was doing like Cody Rhodes, the Go Big Show, and Bert Kirshner. So like when you said Bert Kirshner, I'm like, oh my god, that's the AEW Excalibur meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. So folks, check out Bert Kreischer. He takes his shirt off.
He takes his shirt off, and he just tells
bad jokes about his daughter and how he's inappropriate with his family.
That's terrible. My gosh. Yeah.
He was the headliner at Skankfest along with the Steve-O from Jackass. So thankfully I was there that year.
Well, that explains
Steve-O
that.
now has a podcast too now, doesn't he?
Wild Ride.
Everybody's got a podcast anymore.
Yeah, and that's kind of like I was asking them last night for advice because the guy that I was on podcasting, went the first comedy festival I went to, he was like a mini celebrity for all these podcast fans, and then he just had too much of a nice time and had a mental breakdown and then moved from New York back to Dallas area. So then he started a podcast to get himself like going again, and 3 years later he has this huge following where he does podcasts with his former stand-up comedian and then a guy that makes like comedy music. So
Nice.
it was just like everybody has a journey and everybody has their own story to tell on a podcast, but what I've been wanting to do is just stay consistent, and I feel like doing this episode today, being on one last night, preparing for what we've done, I think we've done a lot as far as topics, like
and
just don't burn yourself out.
Yeah, don't burn I don't want to do 10 hours outside in 100-degree heat doing a garage sale
and then turn around and do a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get out of bed. I'm getting old.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to.
I remember Steve-O back from MTV days, or when he was doing Wild Boys. It was funny, him and that other guy, I forget his name, but it was like having Chris Pontius. It was like Beavis and Butthead going around sitting there seeing how many times he gets stung in the ass by a fire red ant in Africa. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you guys?
Oh my God.
We're doing this for science. I'm like, you two are stupid.
Man, though, yeah.
Or Tom Green.
Steve-O really just turned into like,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Green whenever he went to Japan. Oh, that was the worst.
Man.
Now it's like every other streamer that does that now. Like, Johnny
When are we going to
Somali
Japan? We got to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
16-hour flight, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably $10,000 out of my budget, which that'd be like probably about like a fourth of my yearly pay. So
you'll never financially recover.
I'll never financially recover. I might just have to stay in Japan.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's start a GoFundMe page for our lovely host here, Tyler. Yay!
I don't know if you'd want me in Japan though. I'd be so awkward.
He'd never.
You never know. You might pick up a girlfriend. Hey.
I don't know. They probably look at me like this. Who the hell is this weird ass foreigner dude?
They probably look at me like
I
am very rich and I'm a fat guy and they want me. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Actually, I watched this streamer on Twitch. His name's Cash Meow, and he's a large guy, and it's he's just now gotten to the point where he started using those stupid stomach shots. I don't believe in those at all.
What?
But he's a huge guy, and you'd see him walking. 24-hour streams at a time. He'd be walking all over Japan, and I'm like, how are you so heavy? I'm going, you walk everywhere. You're carrying this backpack that's got all your gear in it. It's got to be like 50 pounds. And
you must be eating so much good ramen or whatever they eat over there.
Yeah,
that it counteracts any weight loss. But that's true. I do see him eat. He'll sit there and eat like 10 plates of sushi. I'm like, damn, no wonder.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, the Japanese look down on you if you're fat.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're slightly overweight, like, kids will make fun of you. Like, women will run away from you. They're not into the ugly bastard fetish,
His wife is older and she's cute. I'm like, wow.
Okay,
so she married him.
So
they
it's
have
like
a
comic
child.
book guy out of The Simpsons. So it's like he's this like really gross looking individual, but he's got a hot wife.
Yeah,
well,
I was a
spectacle
when I went to Sweden. I was a giant guy with a little,
with a little.
Yeah, you're like, here, you want your cappuccino? Here.
Oh yeah, you see this little phone? I got this little phone. Oh, you see this little dog? I got this little dog. Okay.
Do that again.
No. I do it again.
Somebody clip that. Clip it and post it to the page.
Nobody clipped that.
Yeah, nobody clipped that.
Actually, that's your job. You clip that.
Please don't get me canceled.
That's why Sweeze is here, the clip.
Take the mark.
There's your first assignment. Go get that.
Oh, man.
Me doing the little tiny phone and the little tiny dog. That's from Family Guy. That's an old Family Guy cutaway gag.
But you're doing so much more cuter.
I don't understand this. I don't know.
You're entertaining, all right.
We've lost Ed.
Yeah, we lost Ed. Ed.
Oh, well, it's getting to be late. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to head out.
Papa needs his bedtime,
Yeah, at like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Well, according to our night owl here.
Yeah.
He'd be all for it. He'd say, okay, bedtime.
I did wake up at 2 p.m. today, and we started at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Full transparency. We were 5
well,
minutes
technically
late
it was before 1:55 because the first message came at 1:55.
I've used so many different devices, and for some reason when you log in on Facebook on a new device, it doesn't show your chat history, and I just have it linked on 3 different things, and I'm like, I'm gonna email myself that link and save it on everything I have, so it's just like a simple click. So let's start the show, so I can just roll out of bed or just hop out of the beanbag and be ready to go, camera ready.
Or you can save it to your book.
This.
You can save it to your bookmarks and have it sync across your devices.
Yeah, I was like, thankfully, there are easy ways to figure out my minor inconveniences.
Like messaging Tyler and being like, oh, hey, can you send me the link? Yeah, you bet. No problem.
I figured it's open already on y'all's side.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I was giving Tyler crap. I said, he goes, oh, he'll be here at 55. And you messaged right 55 said you called it, and then I told him, I said, well, if you're on time, you're already late.
Right. I was just thinking like, oh no, they're booting me off.
No. See,
no, we're gonna hold you accountable.
That's why I was like, oh, we'll give it a few minutes, it'll be okay. And
yeah, okay. So when I introed on the podcast last night, I was supposed to be a surprise guest. They had been typing it as a surprise guest because initially I went on their podcast and told this inspirational story of how I was talking to my brother who was in prison for drunk driving, and then we wanted to get out and we wanted to do a podcast. So then that story eventually led to me being on their podcast, and he was just watching too much Kill Tony, that Netflix show. So basically like stand-up comedy and podcast led him to prison and bad decisions. So then from that, it was more of, all right, so what you been up to? And then I come in as the special guest and my mic doesn't work, my headset doesn't work, everything goes black. And then they're like, oh, well, I guess we know who the special guest was. And everyone's just like, man, massive fail, Sweeze, massive fail.
Whoops.
Wow.
And it's just like, yeah, people don't realize once you hit that live, it's live. And
it's live.
Yeah,
we'll play it live.
Out of bed or...
That's why we like doing on here. We like to try to iron out all of our little bugs every Sunday just to make sure when we go live, we're good. But it's getting interesting. Tyler's camera's cut out twice now or whatever it did.
Yeah. So last week, we started the podcast. Ed comes through okay. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I was fine before stream. And then you get this blank screen. And I'm like, all right, you can hear me, but you can't see me. I mean, John Cena,
and all these programs are different. And the podcast I was on last night, none of my other microphones worked except the USB one. I'm like, okay, well, this is ridiculous. So it's like,
oh my god,
you have to have all these different setups for everything. So it's like when we went live, I was ready to talk about what I knew I was going to talk about. So
we'll play it live. We'll play it live.
Yeah, because these type of problems we ran in today are unavoidable for what we're using. We're using it the best way we can. Sure, I mean, keeping up with the chat, there's just other ways. We're responsive with everything. So I mean,
hey, when all else fails, I go to saying shit happens.
It's continuing to be better is what I'm striving for.
I always say just early installment weirdness. For me, anyways, just early installment weirdness.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna get the cases where where I don't pop up, or where all of a sudden the mic gives out on Ed, or it's oh well, somebody something happened to Sweeze, something happened to Tyler.
4 minutes before we start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even Ninja's not registering any of us, and we're sitting there going, "Well, I can hear you, but he can't." Those are weird bugs.
Yeah,
very weird.
Yeah, gotta love Video Ninja, man. Shout out!
You're
Video
the host.
Ninja.
That's what's really weird.
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, and even OBS will kind of, puke all over me sometimes, and I'll be like, okay, what the crap is going on?
OBS is always menstruating. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I mean, OBS will always have scuffs. You just have to live with the scuff and embrace the scuff, embrace the suck, embrace the scuff, embrace the suck.
If that becomes our saying, I'm out of here.
Embrace the scuff, embrace the scuff, embrace
the second part.
Embrace the suck and embrace the scuff. Oh, okay. I mean,
we'll find a catchphrase eventually.
Yeah. Well, I just don't want to steal Douglas's. It's be cool and be chill. I mean, that one's so good.
Know.
He got the good one.
I completely said that on a podcast episode that had been up for 8 months before anybody found it. And they're like, it's the perfect nervous guy, things that we all think, but we would never say on a podcast, but it's the only thing he's saying. He's having a mental breakdown of please like me. I hope you guys think I'm cool.
Please,
So,
please.
I'm
Please,
just
for the love
trying to
of
figure
God.
out how to continually string along these viral moments and use them to the benefit of whatever I'm building towards. I don't know what that is, but
So before we go, because we're about at the we're almost at 2 hours. We almost hit our go home. We hit like what the referee would call our go home time. So oh gosh. Yeah. Now my brain decides to freeze, but no, like yeah, of course, like now it's like okay, I was like, "Oh, let me talk about this real quick." But no, like I think some of the viral moments like I don't know if I was telling y'all this the other day, but Kale Steed, good friend of mine, was watching the podcast with me. He was like, I just want to watch your podcast. So we turn it on. And I turned it on to the Rick one. You know, I get it onto the Rick one. And the funniest thing, the one that made Kale pop, that made him like basically like laugh out loud was Sweeze when your mom came in and checked on you.
yeah. And I'm just like, go.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
And then I'm sitting over here and I'm waving. Like I was waving at your mom.
And she's like, that better be edited out. And I'm like, yeah, totally. It will be.
No, this is unfiltered. You're on stream.
You're stuck on history. Sorry, you're
that
part
was
of it.
her choice.
I mean, we had Sumo Bear be a viral moment. We had Sweeze's mom be a viral moment. Like things are like pretty chill when Ed and I are together, but usually it's like we always got to have a Sweeze moment. So
Right.
That's what people
even when you're not
me.
there.
They called me America's Sweezeheart. This guy on the podcast.
America's Sweezeheart.
So I'm just out here giving out things to keep people going throughout their day.
That's funny.
Whether it be something I tweet on Twitter, they call the tall tales of Sweeze, the stories that I be talking about that are obviously unbelievable.
Oh.
I'm like Forrest Gump, but nobody believes my stories.
Forrest Gump, but nobody.
Run, Sweeze, run!
And then the guy said I'm more like Forrest Lump.
Damn. Nice. That was kind of savage. Ooh.
Yeah. That was rude.
Boom.
Oh man. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up for a little bit, gentlemen. Is there any other items of business for for this? I mean, anything else that strings up to mind before I turn on the music and say, hey, we're about to wrap up. Oh, by the way, go ahead.
September 20th, Jake's Back Room, Squared Circle Pro.
Birthiversary, be there.
What time? What time?
So the doors open at 5:30 and the bell time is at 6.
Ding ding.
Yep. So yeah, Jake's Back Room. They actually just redid their HVAC, so you'll find that Jake's is nice and cool compared to the sweat box it was at Drunk with Power. But yes, not this Saturday, next Saturday for Squared Circle Pros Birthiversary. Don't miss it. It's pretty good. It's got a pretty good main event. It's got Tino Valentino and Phoenix versus El Gringo Loco and Stefan Remsen. And Stefan Remsen is like a man amongst boys out there. He is a hoss. And then you get Tino Valentino, kind of like the Latin lover vibes. You got Phoenix, and we love Phoenix on this show, and we love El Gringo Loco on this show. So like
always and forever.
Always, yeah. So
this entire evening is scheduled for one fall.
Yes. But no, if you see us, drop by our table. We'll have like a little
say hi,
grab a business card,
get a free ink pen,
and get a free pen. Yeah, get a free pen, and you can use it for autographs. Ooh, you can use it for autographs.
Hey,
Ooh,
there you
smart.
go.
Yeah, use it for autographs, or you never know when you need to use a pen when you're in a bind. So why don't you grab like an unfiltered pen and yeah.
Get your very own.
Yep.
It'll become a collector's edition one day.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Right.
Hope against all hope, man. But yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll turn on the music just a little bit.
Stay sexy. Have a good night.
Stay sexy.
Stay sexy.
I think one other announcement. Be sure to like the video, give us punch that subscribe button, and ring the bell for notifications so you can check us out every Sunday at 2 p.m. And then before I go, shout out to Ninja for being our latest and greatest subscriber. First of many to come. But until next time, hashtag be cool, hashtag be chill. Shout out,
please like me.
Please like me. Shout out Sumo Dog.
Hashtag one day at a time. Hashtag it'll all be okay. Hashtag I hate Mondays.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
But yes, until next time, y'all, don't get into too much trouble because we already get enough trouble as it is.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.